Hey everybody, my name is Mitch, and today we're going to talk about why I decided to quit my W-2 engineering job and go full-time into being a real estate agent. Please like and subscribe down below if you like this video, if you find it interesting, because there is a lot more to come. This is just one of many. So first I'd like to talk a little bit about my background. I graduated from Purdue University in December of 2018 with a degree in industrial engineering technology and a minor in entrepreneurship. After that, I got my first job in an engineering firm doing medical devices and thought everything was going to be amazing until I spent hours sitting at my desk looking at Excel spreadsheets, being bored out of my mind. I think it was 3 months into that job, I was already looking for a different job in a completely different field, and that actually ended up being commission sales, where I sold electronics manufacturing equipment, and totally different from the engineering, sitting at your desk and everything. It was a totally commission sales job. It was out in the field covering multiple different states, and that's what I thought I wanted to do. I said, this is great, I can make my own money, I can do whatever I want. But that didn't turn out to really be the case. Are you thinking about quitting your W-2 job and taking the leap just like I did? Well, stay tuned to the rest of the video, because I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth about why I personally took the leap and why I think you should too, and maybe it'll help you make a better and more informed decision. So why real estate? Of everything out there that I could do, use my degree, anything. Well, one day when I was sitting at my desk, just having lunch by myself at my desk, watching YouTube videos, doing nothing at my job, and one of the managers walked up to me and just started talking to me about money and everything. And I had no idea. We'd been in a couple meetings together, everything that we would normally do. And he walked up to me and he said, "Hey Mitch, what do you do with your money?" And I said, "What do you mean, what do I do with my money? Where do you invest? Where do you put it? Where do you do real estate? Do you invest in anything? What are you thinking? Have you read any books?" I was like, "Whoa dude, I don't know what you're talking about there, but I just put my money in the bank and I spend my money." And he went a little bit more in depth about how he owns real estate and how his LLC works and how he doesn't pay taxes, like a normal W-2 person would, but as a business. And that just immediately piqued my interest. From that point on, I went into studying real estate and businesses and how to make passive income as opposed to active income, all of those things. That was just the first thing that led me to actually go in and learn about this. So like I said before, after that manager came up to me, I was just obsessed with learning about real estate and finances and how to make money with your money. That was the first thing that really got me into real estate. The more YouTube videos I watched, the more articles I read, the more books I learned about and will eventually read, the more I learned that real estate, that's what I want to do. That just makes the most sense. I'm good at sales. I can do sales. I can sell a house. Why not? But what should I do first? Should I invest in real estate first and try to buy my own house? Maybe. Let's find out. So you may be thinking, why not just stick with engineering and do a technical sales role as opposed to going into real estate, which anybody with a license and a high school diploma can do? Why not stick with engineering and technical sales? Well, for me, it was do what I'm passionate about and what I like learning about. And when I got into real estate and just started learning about it, it just made sense to me. Whereas, selling technical items and big machinery and all this kind of stuff that people spend their life learning about, I wasn't into it. It made no sense to me. It was just a means to make money at that point. And I was doing my best in that, but it wasn't my passion. So I just didn't want to learn about it as much as I wanted to. And I know a lot of people around me thought I was insane for, not using my degree that I paid all this money for, a nice stable engineering job, and wanting to go into real estate. Real estate's like one step above used car salesman in most people's minds, which I think is ridiculous, but we'll talk more about that later. One of the biggest reasons why I thought that real estate was going to be my avenue, going to be my path, was just the gap that I saw between the good agents and the bad agents. While I was looking to purchase my first home here in Cincinnati, we had an agent, and well, I thought he was doing okay. I thought he was doing fine. You know, we found him on Instagram. You know, he's got a good following. He must be good, right? Well, it turns out that was not the case. And the sellers of the home actually ended up backing out on us at the closing table, which turns out was a miracle. Thank God we didn't buy that house. We really learned our lesson from that and went forward and found a different agent who had been doing it for 45 years and was a little bit more difficult to find, not all over the social media things, because he relies so much on referrals. And I said, this is the guy we want to go with. And he is now my managing broker at my brokerage, which is Cutler Real Estate. And he's been a fantastic mentor and just taught me everything and anything and everything I know about real estate up to this point. And it's been, again, just another miracle on there, all because we didn't close on that one house. Did I find him? And it's been history ever since. We've been doing it for about a year now. So what made me decide to actually sit down and get my real estate license? I wasn't really sure what was all involved in there, so I did some research. I asked my managing broker, who wasn't my managing broker at the time, but he sold us our house, so I figured, hey, he's a good person to ask. Told him I was interested in real estate, and he said, well, you just need to sit down and do your classes. And I said, okay, fine, I'll do that. And luckily or unluckily, COVID-19 had hit at that time, so I had a lot of extra time at my hands sitting in my house doing nothing. So while I was binge watching Netflix, I was also doing my real estate courses and was able to blast through those, sit for the test, take the test. Thank God, passed it the first time. Got my license in September of 2020, just after all the quarantine and everything happened. And I think for me, that was just a sign that said, hey, we want you to do this. This is what you need to do. So at the time of making and recording this video, it's been about a year since I had my license, and I've learned a ton through this past year. Had a bunch of good transactions, some bad transactions, some transactions that fell through, anything and everything you can think of. And that's what this channel is going to be about, is our journey in real estate and building up the company and teaching you guys everything that I've learned through that. So stay tuned for more videos and go out and make your next move.